What's up, everyone? ODC, it's me here, and be sure to check out BigBoyCollectibles.com for all your action figure needs, whether it's DC Collectibles, Star Wars The Black Series, Marvel Legends, or G.I. Joe. BigBoyCollectibles.com will have it. Yo, Joe!
What's up, everyone? ODC, it's me here. In today's review, we're going to take a look at some Chap May products. Actually, a Chap May product, I should say. As we're going to take a look at the Coors Rainfire Chopper. This thing is really awesome. It was released on Black Friday, I believe. Same thing with the, I believe it was the Beast Bomber, which I do plan on picking up. It's a bomber plane. Looks very World War II-esque, but today we're going to talk about the Rainfire here. I'm kind of torn of what I want to use this thing for. I think I might give this to Cobra, seeing as Cobra doesn't have a whole lot of large vehicles for them to use. So I'm probably going to be giving this to Cobra, and I'm sure they'll be happy with it. I'm sure Cobra will be very happy. I'm sure Cobra Commander will be very pleased. But to say the least, it does come with a figure here. Let me just get my lighting here. And your typical like a core action figure. So looks pretty cool. Probably going to use this guy as some fodder for maybe a display scene or something like that. So we'll just get him out of the way. So just come with a figure. And this ran around $25 at Walmart. That's around what I paid. I think at the time it was $20 on Black Friday. I think now if you go on the Walmart.com, it's $25. But it does have lights and sounds, which are pretty cool. It does have 3 or 4 doors that actually open, and this thing is pretty spacious. It's pretty long. That's what she said. And it's pretty cool. The first feature, actually, you have a nice little handle right here, so you can actually hold on to this, because it is like I said, it is pretty bulky. There is some detail on the inside, but very minimal. Obviously the front canopy does open, and we'll just take a look at that first. And it does come with room for 2 here. As I'm doing this with one hand, I should probably just pick it up from the back. There we go. As you can see, there's room for 2 in there. Possibly 3 if you really wanted to fit, kind of cram 3 in there, you could, but I think a more natural way is to just pop 2 in there if you want. And the other cool part about this is the fact that these are articulated joysticks here, which is pretty cool. I mean, they didn't have to do that. They really didn't. I like the red for the canopy. It looks good. And yeah, it looks really nice. On the other side, we have our first door, which I'm going to get to. And you just kind of pop that down, and that's kind of your Release the Hounds door, as I like to call it. It's where you could set up multiple figures here. They actually are pegs right here on the door, so if you did want to use your core figures, you could just peg them in like so. Let me just line it up there, and there's the peg. So that works out nicely. As far as, let's bring in our lady here. Pretty sure that these pegs are too large for G.I. Joes, and they are. They're much too large for G.I. Joe, so the pegs won't fit for the G.I. Joes, but they will fit for your core figures, which is pretty much what they're meant for. There are a couple features on the inside of the Rainfire, and it's got a little grappling hook here, which is pretty cool. And it actually does have a clip that can clip around a G.I. Joe if you need it to. So it will hold a G.I. Joe, which is a nice feature to have. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have two handles on each side. So if you want to have a G.I. Joe grip the sides here, you could. There's also another little handle stick right here for parachuters to stage. So if you wanted to have them holding onto these pegs, you could have them hold on to that. On the inside, as far as the inside goes, let me just readjust my lighting here. Hopefully I don't knock everything over. On the inside, like I said, there's some sculpting, but it's very minimal. There's a railing up top, which I think for the most part looks really good. I just love these Chat May vehicles. They're just really well done. I've never really had a huge complaint with, I don't think, any Chat May vehicle. And they're just so damn cheap, man. I mean, I don't think anyone can compete with Chat May as far as the selection and the quantity of vehicles that we get from them. It's really just a fabulous setup. So, and that just clips right in. And then we're going to flip it around to the front, or the other side, I should say. And we have two buttons right here, and this actually works the features on the gun. Now, the first button is for the cannon, which actually does have recoil on it, so that's pretty cool. And if you press it again, it's pretty much just the same thing. A little bit longer the second time, and I think they say something different. I can't really make it out, though. I guess if you stick your ear up next to it, you'd probably be able to understand them a little bit better. You can understand what they're saying a little bit better due to the cannon not being used on the second button. So there's lights and sounds right there as far as, you know, missiles being launched and targeting. Okay, just as attack, that's it. That's pretty cool. So there's 5 total sayings. That's pretty cool. When you get the Rainfire out of package, you actually have to assemble the chopper spindles, which is pretty awesome. And they do fold in, so if you wanted to fold them in all one way, you could do that. There you go. To save yourself some space, which is pretty cool. Okay, moving on. We have a little sliding door here in the front. Or, I keep wanting to say the front. On the side here. Oh. That's the one thing that I do constantly with this thing whenever I'm maneuvering it, because the handle's right here, and these are very sensitive. For some reason, every time I grab here, I put pressure down, and then when I'm trying to move other things, it's always triggering the buttons. There is a little gun on the inside here, which is pretty nice looking. Nice little sculpted gun on there. And you could fold it down, you could have someone hold it. There's a little handle right there, perfect. Not a whole lot of room as far as trying to get people out, but that's why you have the other door on the other side. But it's nice for if you want to set someone up right here with a heavy machine gun like your Saw Viper. You could set him right in there. Let's see if we can get him in there. Or have him kneeling down or something. I'm failing. There we go. Got him in there. It took me a second. Didn't take me too long, just a couple seconds to do that. But he looks good inside, I think. And you can just shut the door on him. There we go. It even has a little peephole right here where he can actually shoot out of these windows if you wanted to. So that's cool. All right, taking a look at the rest of the plane. When you do take this out of package, you are going to have some fins that you have to assemble, which there's 2 fins on the front and 4 fins total on the back. There's 2 up top here and then 2 on the lower portion. turning it around to the back. Let me just do that real quick. There is no peg or anything. You just pretty much, to pull the lower drawbridge. Holy Toledo. The lower, the rear door, I should say. There's the rear door. It does have pegs on the back, which is pretty nice. Looks cool. Okay, so overall, I really like this. I think this is a really good investment for any G.I. Joe collector. And even Marauders fit right in there. I mean, anything pretty much 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe is going to fit in here perfectly. So no issue there at all. And yeah, I mean, even if you pay the $25 price point, I think it's worth it. I'm pretty sure like I said, the Beast Bomber is around the same price range. I think they're both $25. And for some reason, the Rainfire is a little bit more difficult to find than the Beast Bomber. It seems like there was about 20 to 25 Beast Bombers and only 2 of the Rainfire. So I went ahead and grabbed a Rainfire, and I'm going to go back and get one of the 30 or 25 to 30 Beast Bombers that are left over. But I like the lights and sounds. Those are pretty cool, and it's an option as well, so you don't have to use it. I love the handle, being able to hold onto something and take the weight off of your body. And if you're wanting to maneuver it, or if you're looking for a nice gift for your child, this is also a nice durable gift that'll hold up. I mean, you could probably throw this thing down the stairs and it's not gonna break. It's pretty sturdy. That's the majority of Chat May vehicles are pretty sturdy. For me, I'm not going to be throwing mine down the stairs anytime soon. So, but I like the doors. I like how they work. I like the option of having this much larger door on the other side, so you can really get some nice display options with this. The options are almost limitless with this. One last thing I wanted to add about the rear door, as I hike my camera down here. And I'm probably going to get a lot of questions for this, and I don't know why I didn't. But you can probably fit small vehicles in there, but something like I want to say an Awe Striker, you're probably not going to be able to fit in here. This is mostly for like a smaller ATV, something like that would probably fit in there. So, with that being said, I mean, whether you want to use this for Cobra or G.I. Joe, I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. And, yeah, I think that's pretty much it here for the Rainfire. So, definitely 2 thumbs up here for the Rainfire. Go pick it up at your local Walmart. And, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.